Vyasam Iraye Nashtaprayeshva Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. So we are on Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 34. And the verse is on the board. It is on the board.
34.
Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena Trir Anviksha Manishaya Tad Adhyavasyat Kutasto Ratir Atmanyato Bhavet Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena Trir Anviksha Manishaya Tad Adhyavasyat Kutasto Ratir Atmanyato Bhavet Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena Trir Anviksha Manishaya Tad Adhyavasyat Kutasto Ratir Atmanyato Bhavet
Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena. It's Katsnena. Triyan. Is it Andi? Is it Andi or Anna?
Anviksha.
Oh, Anviksha. Okay. Triyanviksha Manishaya. Sarajavasya Tatasto. Ratirasman Yato Bhavet.
Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena Trir Anvikshaya Manishaya Adhyavasyat Kutasto Ratir Atmanyato Bhavet
Vaishnavis.
Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena
Triyanviksha Manishaya
Adhyavasyat Kutasto
Tadhyavasya Kutasto
Ratir Atmanyato Bhavet
Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena Triyanviksha Manishaya Tadhyavasya Kutasto Ratir Atmanyato Bhavet
Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena
Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena Triyanviksha Manishaya Tadhyavasya Kutasto Ratir Atmanyato Bhavet
Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena
Bhagavan Brahma Katsnena Triyanviksha Manishaya Tadhyavasya Kutasto Ratir Atmanyato Bhavet.
Thank you. Bhagavan. The great personality Brahma.
The great personality Brahma. The
Vedas. Katsnena. By summarization. Three times. Anviksha. Scrutinizingly examined. Manishaya. Scholarly attention. Tat. That. Adhyavasayat.
Adhyavase.
Ascertain it.
Ascertain.
Kutastha.
Kutastha.
With concentration of the mind.
With concentration of the mind.
Ratihi.
Ratahi.
Attraction.
Attraction.
Atman.
Atman.
Atmani.
Atmani.
Unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna.
Unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna.
Yataha.
Yataha.
By which.
By which.
Bhave.
Pravit.
It so happens.
It so happens.
Translation and purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
The great personality Brahma, with great attention and concentration of the mind, studied the Vedas 3 times, and after scrutinizingly examining them, he ascertained that attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna is the highest perfection of religion. Please repeat. The great personality Brahma,
The great personality of Brahma,
with great attention and concentration of the mind,
With great attention and concentration of the mind,
studied the Vedas 3 times,
studied the Vedas 3 times,
and after scrutinizingly examining them,
and after scrutinizingly examining them,
he ascertained that attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna
he ascertained that attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna,
is the highest perfection of religion.
is the highest perfection of religion.
Purport. Sri Shukadev Goswami is referring to the highest Vedic authority, Lord Brahma, who is the qualitative incarnation of Godhead. The Vedas were taught to Brahmaji in the beginning of the material creation. Although Brahmaji was to hear Vedic instructions directly from the personality of Godhead in order to satisfy the inquisitiveness of all prospective students of the Vedas, Brahmaji, just like a scholar, studied the Vedas 3 times as generally done by all scholars. He studied with great attention, concentrating on the purpose of the Vedas, and after scrutinizingly examining the whole process, he ascertained that becoming a pure, unalloyed devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the topmost perfection of all religious principles. And this is the last instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, directly presented by the Personality of Godhead. The Vedic conclusion is thus accepted by all acharyas, and those who are against this conclusion are only Vedavadaratas, as explained in Bhagavad Gita 2:42. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. So very nice description is being given here of Lord Brahma, who meditated and then came to the conclusion that what? The highest perfection of religion is to be completely an unalloyed devotee of the Supreme Personality, thank you, of Godhead Sri Krishna. So Brahma is described here as the qualitative incarnation of the Godhead. Why is that described like that? Because he has 78% of the qualities of Krishna. Krishna has 100%, 100%. All 64 qualities are present in Krishna. In Vishnu or Narayan, 60 qualities or 93%. And Lord Shiva has 84% of the qualities, highly empowered personalities. And then Brahma has 78% of the qualities. This is described in Srimad Bhagavatam 1:3:29. I will just read a little bit. But the jivas, or the individual living beings in different statuses of life, possess up to the limit of 78% of the attributes. In the conditioned state of material existence, the living being possesses these attributes in very minute quantity, varying in terms of the pious life of the living being. The most perfect of living beings is Brahma, the supreme administrator of one universe. He possesses 78% of the attributes in full. And so therefore he is being described here as a qualitative incarnation of Godhead. For he is in charge of... Exactly. In the mode of passion, he is born from the navel of the Lord, and then he is being given this great responsibility. There's a very beautiful description in the 3rd canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, where 3.8.17. Let me see if I can pull this up, because it's really beautiful to read it, as it is. But if I cannot, I'll just paraphrase. But yeah, this is such a beautiful. See, from the no internet. Prabhu, can you pull this up for me? 3.8.17, Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyway, the description is very beautifully given that when Krishna, Lord Brahma, situated in that lotus, could not perfectly understand the creation or the lotus or himself. At the end of the millennium, the air of devastation began to move the water and the lotus in great circular waves. Lord Brahma was perplexed about his creation, the lotus and the world, even though he tried to understand them for 1 millennium, which is beyond the calculation in solar years of human beings. No one, therefore, can know the mystery of the creation and cosmic manifestation simply by mental speculation. The human being is so limited in his capacity that without the help of the Supreme, he can hardly understand the mystery of the will of the Lord in terms of creation, continuance, and destruction. So very nice description is given that when Lord Brahma was born, he just saw all darkness around. He's saying, who am I? What am I doing here? What is all this? And he couldn't figure out anything. The darkness was overwhelming. And then the Lord in his heart told him to meditate on the transcendental sound. What was that word? Tapa. Yes. And so Brahma started meditating, going deeper. And finally, he got the revelation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the spiritual world, and he understood, who am I? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to do? And then began his job of creating. He's the universal creator in terms of creating all these different things, because all these various souls have been absorbed into the Mahatattva, and now again they are manifesting, and they have to be put in individual bodies to carry out the rest of whatever their desires and dislikes and likes and propensities and so on. So Brahma is in charge of that. What a great responsibility. It is described in the Bhagavatam that when he came out, he was just looking in all 4 directions, and that's how 4 heads manifested, because he was so confused, looking everywhere, what to do. So without the direction of the Supreme Lord, we are lost. And the direction of the Supreme Lord comes through the spiritual master. And therefore, following in the footsteps of the great devotees helps keep us safe on the path back home, back to Godhead. So continuing with this really wonderful purport, so Brahmaji, he heard the Vedic instructions, he meditated, and then he composed beautiful prayers called the Brahma Samhita, which we sing every morning. Govinda Adi Purusha Tamaham Bhajami. Govinda Adi Purusha Tamaham Bhajami. Govinda Adi Purusha Tamaham Bhajami. Adi Purusha Tamaham Bhajami. You are the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. I offer my humble obeisances unto you. And this is accepted by Lord Chaitanya, who has endorsed that these prayers are bona fide, and Srila Prabhupada has given us these beautiful prayers, and we sing them every day. Brahma Samhita. So Brahma is a very exalted personality. He has to have, his body is pure intelligence. He's not made up, our bodies are earth, water, fire, air, mind, intelligence, false ego. But his body is pure intelligence because he has to do so much work. of creating the universe. So such a great personality, he himself studies the Veda 3 times. What to speak of simple human beings like us, how much we must study the Vedas. So he studied with great attention, concentrating on the purpose of the Vedas. And what is the purpose of the Vedas? The purpose of the Vedas is to know Krishna. Vedanta. Veda is knowledge, Anta is ultimate. And Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Sarvasya chaham Riti Sanivishto Matta Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha Vedaischa Sarvait Aham Eva Vedyam Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart. From me come remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedas and the knower of the Vedas. So Krishna gives us remembrance, knowledge, or forgetfulness, whatever we desire. Krishna is very respectful of our free will. He will give us what we want. If we want to forget him, he will make it very easy to forget him. But if we beg humbly, Krishna, please help me to remember you, then Krishna will make all arrangements so that we can remember more and more and come back to him. Tesham satata yuktanam Bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam jena maam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So Krishna is so kind. He lovingly, as a loving parent, wants to see his children happy. He wants us back with him because this material world will never make us happy. It is certified as Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. So, there is no way we can get away from the fact that this is a place of misery. The only happiness that we have is being in the spiritual energy, which means what? Ladini Shakti, which means what? Devotional service. The only way is to be constantly engaged in glorifying the Lord, serving the Lord, singing the praises of the Lord, doing something which pleases the Lord. So here, he studied with great attention the purpose of the Vedas, and after scrutinizingly examining the whole process, he ascertained that becoming a pure, unalloyed devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna is the topmost perfection of all religious principles. And what does Krishna himself say in the Bhagavad Gita? The very famous verse, 1866. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. See, this conclusion is accepted by all the acharyas. And those who are against this conclusion are only Vedabada Rathas, as explained in Bhagavad Gita 2:42, which we will get to in a minute. But what is Krishna trying to tell us over here? He gives so much explanations in the Gita, right? So many instructions, so many explanations. But finally, what does he tell Arjuna? Of religion, and just surrender unto me. I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. And Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, do not hesitate. Do not worry. For Krishna will take care of everything. But what is difficult for us is to believe. What is difficult for us is to have faith. But once we begin this process, little by little we know that we are on the right track. And Srila Prabhupada encourages us to follow in the footsteps of the great acharyas who have gone before us and who have made the way easy for us. So engaging in the process of devotional service, chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And we are very fortunate, very, very fortunate, because Srila Prabhupada has made it so easy for us. And of all the process of devotional service, 5 are very potent. Chanting the holy name, residing in the holy place. How fortunate we are. We are all over here in the holy dham, residing in the holy place, chanting the holy name, associating with devotees, taking part in the worship of the Supreme Lord. And finally, Srimad Bhagavatam. Discussion of the Lord is very potent in the association of devotees. And all labor is useless unless it provokes attraction for the messages of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I'm not just saying this, this is actually there. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 1-8. Occupational activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of Godhead. So we can understand all these things by associating with the pure devotee Srila Prabhupada, and the pure followers of the great devotee of Srila Prabhupada are spiritual masters who have come to deliver us. They have taken birth in this horrible material world simply to help the conditioned soul go back to Krishna. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshanti te jnanam jnanina sattva darshinaha. Just try to learn the absolute, just try to approach a spiritual master and render service unto him. Inquire submissively unto him and render service unto him. For the self-realized souls has seen the absolute, can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Sorry about the little mess up there. Usually I remember, but today I'm a little off. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, excuse.
My dear spiritual mothers and fathers are here blessing me. A little ant trying to do some service here. Thank you. So, our endeavor, our humble endeavor is simply to serve the Lord, because this is our constitutional position. We are nothing but servants. We should never feel, Krishna is the original equal opportunity employer. We have this, when you apply for a job or anything in America, you have the company declaring, we are an equal employment, equal opportunity employer. We do not discriminate on the basis of caste, creed, ethnicity, gender, orientation, socioeconomic status, this thing, that thing, that thing. But Krishna is the original of them all. There is no bar. Anyone, no matter what his or her level of education, qualification, lack of qualification, lack of socioeconomic strength, whatever it is, can take part in this process. Patram pushpam pholam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. And in that beautiful purport, Srila Prabhupada said, even a poorest of poor man can offer this humble service. Just a little water, a little leaf, a piece of fruit, a flower. Anyone can offer to the Lord and reawaken the dormant love that is there in every soul, everyone's heart. So we should never ever think that something is denied to us. Oh, I'm so poor. Oh, I'm black. Oh, I'm uneducated. Oh, I'm a woman. Oh, I'm Latino. Oh, I'm this. You're nothing except the eternal servant of Krishna. Period. That's all. We should never ever get carried away by all these external things, because that's what they are, only external. Who we really are is this humble servitor of the Lord. Eternally, that tiny little spark of Krishna meant to serve Krishna, and such Chit, Ananda. Same qualities as Krishna in very minute quantity. But they are nevertheless. So that's who we are. Eternal, full of knowledge, full of bliss. And we can regain that status. We don't have to think it is out of our reach, it's so far away, oh I can't. No, you can. Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare. Everyone can do this. You know, Srila Prabhupada was approached by one person saying, oh Srila Prabhupada, but you are the pure devotee, you're the trying to say that, you're so great, you're so fantastic, only you can do it. And Prabhupada turned around and said, yes, but what about you? Why not? Krishna is here in the form of Lord Chaitanya, the most merciful, Patita Pavana, along with Lord Nityananda, and they have come simply to deliver us. Two very wonderful personalities full of Ananda. Parama Karuna, Baudhi Jana, Nitai Gora Chandra, Sabhavadara, Sarashiramani, Kevala Ananda Kanda, Kevala Ananda Kanda, Bhajvaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai, Sudrida Vishwasa Kori. Sudrida Vishwas, unbreakable faith, firm determination. And then it is possible, the impossible becomes possible. Srila Prabhupada said, impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. And devotee is never a fool. Devotees are most intelligent. Isn't it? So therefore, we take great courage from the fact that Srila Prabhupada himself came to deliver us. And he said, every one of us must take this seriously, help others, go back home, finish up your business in this lifetime, just go back home. Haribol. So on that wonderful note, we will end the class and open up for discussion, questions, comments, corrections.
Another fantastic class ever by you.
Thank you, Mata. Thank you for blessing me. Oh, thank you, Mother Krishna. Please.
When you talk about how the tragedy, I'm thinking of how we're so fortunate that, and I'm grateful. I sometimes I'll pray my days. You know where Srila Prabhupada is, and you know what he's doing. So if you can possibly, if you so desire, to thank me and the rest of the devotees, because without his divine grace, I certainly would know who God was, what he looks like, all the wonderful qualities were just given to Krishna. Where he lives, who his mother, who his father is, all these wonderful transcendental attributes that would have been part of my life. So I'm glad that it's a simple thing, but that's what I was thinking about.
Jai, yes. You know, His Grace Nityananda Prabhu, the temple president of Dallas, he says, you just have to know 4 syllables. Prabhupada. If you know Prabhupada, you will know Radha Krishna one day. So simply remember Prabhupada. Simply pray to Prabhupada. He is our spiritual grandfather. And grandfather is very, very merciful, more than the father towards the grandchildren, isn't it? And so he is so merciful. And Srila Prabhupada said that, I think it was Giriraj Swami, I don't remember. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. Saying when you go back, Srila Prabhupada will take your hand, he'll take Krishna's hand, and he'll put your hand in Krishna's hand and say, here. So sweet, isn't it? And Srila Prabhupada also said, I have the key to the back door. So just imagine how much mercy is there. How much mercy. Srila Prabhupada said, at least 70% you become pure. And then I have the key to the back door. So we must try. And Krishna is very kind, the spiritual masters are very kind. They see the mentality and sincerity in our hearts and they reward us accordingly. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyanam. As they surrender, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. So our humble attempt must be every day. Let me surrender just a little bit more. Let me give up my false ego, my own concoctions, my own ideas, my own plans, my own desires. You know, they say if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Because it doesn't work out that way. Better to go with Krishna's plan. He has the best plan. So our humble attempt must be, please help me to surrender more. Let me give up my own fixed ideas of how things should be, how people should be, how the project should go and this and that. And you know, we have our own, you know, ideas about this and that and the other. But who are we really? We're very insignificant. We don't matter. Tomorrow, we are gone and the world carries on, you know. There's a Bengali saying, the king may die, but the kingdom continues. So who are we really? We are too tiny. We are so insignificant. And any moment, like water drop on a lotus leaf, our life can be finished. But our consciousness, where it is important. It doesn't matter, our bodies will be finished. Where is my consciousness? On that depends my destination. So let us always humbly attempt to remember Krishna, sing about Krishna, talk about Krishna, glorify Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna! All the way. Thank you, Brother Krishna. Anything else?
A little bit about this board we need to talk about.
Yes. This board is now reaching the end of its lifespan. Like everything, it has its own lifespan. And pretty much it has given faithful service for over 25 years maybe?
No, I've changed it before, maybe 10 years now.
10 years, okay. So what is happening is the material on the board, having been scrubbed so many times, it now simply absorbs the black ink into the, you know, the material, and it's not easy to scrape it off. I mean, not easy to just rub it off with that soft duster. We have to actually take a scrubby and scrub away for 15 minutes. So it is really reaching the end of its lifespan. If anyone would like to humbly contribute something so we can all get a new board, that would be really nice for Srimad Bhagavatam class.
But anybody who writes must take it off right away. Even a larger one.
If we're making announcements, I just wanted to mention that now we're getting so many nice marigolds, and Dasi planted them in a real good, obvious place, and they look beautiful, but the drawback of that is people see them, like guests, Indian guests notably, and
They make a beeline and pluck them.
yeah, like a couple of years ago, one Indian lady, she was kicking bags and bags of them, and I was like, you can imagine. And
Maybe we should put a signboard saying only
I
for...
actually asked Krishna and Shari to make a sign. So
Yeah.
We'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But she said, oh, they're for the God. Yeah, our God, you know,
Right. We have to emphasize that, you know, these are for the deities to, you know, the garlands are made every day, they're offered every day. So please, you know, be respectful of Krishna's property. This garden belongs to him, the flowers belong to him. And if you need a few flowers for your home worship, you can always take permission and take 2 or 3 or something, but not bags and bags and bags. You know.
And also, like sometimes the New Orleans devotees come out,
Mhm.
and they think that also like, oh, they have so many. And if I know, Krishna and I have been doing this for some time, I know how to gauge it. So if somebody wants like that, some substantial amount, all they have to do is ask me. And what we do is when we have extra, we send them to New Orleans.
Okay.
Well, so
Okay.
just if, you know,
Yeah, if someone
be
wants.
careful of our, because
Okay.
it's,
We make a note of that. Okay. Anything else? Our guests have come all the way from Atlanta. We hope they're having a wonderful time.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much for the beautiful class. It's really lively, and
Yes.
my kids have sat all the patiently, and I'm really, really thankful. And so many shlokas that even he knew that you quoted that he was very excited about. So really thankful for all the quotes that you gave, and very nice class, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for raising your children in Krishna consciousness. Believe me, anything I'm saying and doing is all my Guru Maharaj's mercy and empowerment, nothing else. Really speaking, I should have been in a loony bin long ago. Somehow I've been saved from that destination and brought here. And my propensity to talk too much has thankfully been purified. So I can speak about Bhagavatam instead of landing into trouble, which I have done in my pre-Krishna conscious life most of the time. So it is all mercy of Guru and Krishna, believe me. You raise your hand, Prabhu?
I was just saying thank you for the wonderful class, and every part of it was enjoyable and instructive.
Thank you. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for being here. Please give me your blessings. Really, please give me your blessings, because the world is in such dire need of Krishna consciousness. I mean, everywhere I travel, I see so many difficulties, so many problems, and people desperately need this knowledge. Very great need of Krishna consciousness. So somehow or the other, if you can give prasadam, you can give this knowledge, we will be doing so much service to the world and to this movement. So give me your blessings that I can just become more and more absorbed and more effective in serving Guru and Krishna, who are wanting me to do this service. I humbly seek your blessings for that. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Hari Bol, Vaishnav Sadhu Sangha ki jai. Thank you, Krishna Ashwaya Prabhu. Your